Hey guys, what's going on? This is Krishna. Today I have a new video for you, and what we're gonna be covering is how to autocorrect using curves. So I have some footages that I have already set here in my timeline. Let's go ahead and switch to the color page. So some of the last time, probably one of the last video that I had made, we had covered the color wheel, all the different options that you have here to improve the image of your footage. The other one that you will be using pretty frequently as well is the curve tab over here. So with the curve tab, this is a lot similar, especially if you use Lightroom or any of those other photo editing software. So you will feel at home here, but there is still a few things that I would like to show you. So basically, at first here we have our curves. The way the curves work, so over here it shows you the histogram of how the colors, so it's going to be the RGB, red, green, and blue, um, are the way they are showing up throughout the spectrum, right? So what we want to do usually goes from all black to all white, and we want to make sure that the histogram is basically covering the whole spectrum. So where we are not seeing part of that information, it basically means that we don't have a lot of details in the area. So over here it could be that we don't have enough black info from that picture, and as well we don't have a lot of white in that picture. So a lot of times what you will do, and what I will do, whether here or in a software such as Adobe Lightroom, I will just come up here at the very top and just drag it so it's showing up. I'm dragging it towards the beginning of the info here. So I'm saying that's the beginning of my white point in some way. And you see as I do that, that the picture is getting um, a lot more, is getting a lot more light, and it's being a lot more clear, right? And it's going to be the same if I drag this. You're going to see that it's getting darker. We have a lot more dark point information. And the other thing that you see as well is over here we're dragging that information towards the bottom, and when I was doing that from here, you're going to see that I'm dragging that information towards the top of up there, right? So that would be one way of doing that. But let me just bring that back here actually, and let me just reset it. There is some another way to do that where you're actually using this, because this is actually a curve. It's looking like a straight line, but it is actually a curve. And some people really like it because you can um, definitely using it several ways. So if I come up here, over here, I'm gonna say, okay, this is my point over here. And what I want to do is I want to drag this point here towards the top here. So this is another way of doing that. And you see that now it's turning into a curve. But when I say you have a lot more flexibility here, you definitely have a lot of way of how you want to drag this curve over here. There is a lot more flexibility. And right now, what you're seeing is actually just the tip of the iceberg over here. There is a way where I can actually come up here and have this option enabled here, which is editable splines, and basically it's going to bring me those anchors here that give me even more flexibility over here on this point over here. So I have a lot of way how this curve is going to be shaped, right? So this is what you have here with curves. And some people like that because it is really flexible and we can just do that. It's going to bring us to about the same point. Okay. So let me reset it again. The other thing I want to show you is over here, something that you're probably not going to use, but you have this point over here, and basically we're just editing the range of part of the spectrum. And basically right now we're just saying that, we trying to reduce the range of whites and black, and you see now that our picture is a little bit washy now. You know, it's not really neat. It's really doesn't really have like a nice color. We don't have a lot of black, a lot of white is not there. So usually, I don't think you're gonna be using that, but I still wanted to show you that, in case you wanted to use it. Okay. The other thing I want to show you over here is the way we are right now. When we're editing this option here, basically we're editing all the different points. So we're editing the over here the Y is actually the luminous that we have here. So we're editing um, the, the the red, the green, the blue, and the luminous all at the same time. But it could be that you just wanna um, edit any of those points, just one point. The thing with that is when you're doing that, it depends on what you already have. Um, Basically, if you're moving one of those points, the other 2 points are gonna react in the opposite direction. So right now, if I drag uh, the green, I'm trying to add a lot more green in the picture. It's becoming green, but the blue and the red, the blue and the red, we having a lot less blue and red. On the other hand, if over here, having a lot less green, I'm adding some blue and green, some blue and red, right? So you're seeing here how it's turning out. You have all the different, so usually color correction is really about the look, I mean, what your eye is saying, but as well, you can definitely use and you should use the histogram to guide you, but don't rely on it too much. It's definitely about really what is the look that you want to really want to have. So one of the things that we have here, we have the vector scope here, and basically, the vector scope is letting you know some of those points. So it's letting you know over here, this is where the red are supposed to be. Over here is magenta. Over here, we have blue, cyan, green, and the yellow over here. So if I come up here, let me bring that back again. Okay, so if I come up here, and you're gonna see that we have the green over here. If I drag this and add more green, it's gonna go towards the green. You see how it drags it towards the green, and at the same time we have less red and blue. But on the other hand, if I go back here and do that in the opposite direction, we're adding more red and blue, and we have less green. So it's something that you could use usually the one that works a lot for me over here. This one is totally perfect, but trying to play around with those different histogram to see the one that works really well for you. Another thing I want to show you is actually let me do that. So over here you see when I move this, everything is moving towards the edge there. And actually let me remove the spline there. Everything is moving towards the edge there, right? So the thing is, this one is not moving. So it really depends on your flow, what you really want to see. But if you see here, I can edit what I'm seeing from the histogram over here. So I can turn it off. Right now it is on input, so I'm only seeing the signal coming in. What the original image was really at the beginning, right? And right now I changed it, I put it to off, but I could actually see what it's turning into. And usually I just leave it to input, and over here I usually have my output. It's letting me know what that image is becoming. So it's basically the same thing that you're seeing here, that is over here as well, and the same thing as well that we have here. So it's really up to you to what is the histogram that works well for you. You have different ones there that you could use depending on your flow, what you like the most and all that. So it's to it really depends. So the last thing I want to show you here is you have a way of adding some default anchors if that's what you want. But the thing is, at any time, if you want to add an anchor, you just click on it, and you're gonna add different points that you can drag and drop here. You can definitely move here, but if you want the system to do that for you, you can just come here, add default anchors, and it's gonna add anchors to different points here along the line. And those points you can definitely use it here to move part of, and shape part of that that color over here, right? So those are the different items. That's usually what I use when it comes to curves. Very powerful, really flexible. You have some other option here, but I would tell you the truth, I don't really use that too much. Really, I don't really use that too much. You definitely have a way where you can click on a part of the picture if you have the qualifier here enabled, right? So at any time, if you click on part of that picture, you're gonna have the representation of it here in a color here. I mean in a curve there, and that's the place where you can use to actually shape part of that point of the picture, right? So that specific color of that point in the picture. So those are the different items that you have at your disposition. I don't really use this really. The one that I find that will probably cover a lot of the use for curves will be this one over here. Do let me know if you have other questions on it, and I'm hoping to be back with another video fairly soon. Okay, take care, and I will talk to you again very soon.